is electric.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the EV Puzzle for another energy related video, and today I've got a bit of a good video for you. This is a breakthrough product, I think. It's going to change the market in the UK, offer lots more options. It's a solar and battery configuration for running your home. But it's much more than that, so there's quite a lot to take in here, so let me take you through what's going on. I'll start with when I first saw the product. I saw the marketing for the product, and when I saw it online I thought, that can't be for real. It can't really be doing what they're saying. It can't actually be powering the house. I perceived portable batteries from companies like Ecoflow to be ones that you charge up from solar power, or you plug into AC to charge the batteries up. When you want to use the power, you plug a device directly into the battery. So that's into the power station, the generator. It's an electric generator. That's my perception of the portable batteries. And then the home systems, fixed solar panels on your roof, fixed battery configurations in your garage or somewhere else around the house, electrician to install it, applications to the DNO, significant costs, scaffolding up around your house, big infrastructure changes on solar and batteries. But then you've got the portable side where it's just a battery, you can pick it up, you can take the solar panel with you, you can charge it whether you're out in a caravan, an RV, whether you're on a boat. It's just flexible and practical. So blending the two and enabling you to plug a portable battery system and solar configuration into your house seems unthinkable in the UK. In other countries, I think they're doing it. In Europe and the US, etc., it's a lot more commonplace. But here in the UK, it just doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem like it can be possible. So when I saw the marketing, I didn't really believe it. And I wanted to try the product just to see what it would really do. And I've been lucky enough, Ecoflow have sent me one, and I've been able to test and try it. And yeah, it does what they say. It is really, really good. So imagine all those people that want to go solar or want to have a home storage battery, and they want to not use the grid as much. They want to run their base load through the evening off a home storage battery, etc., and then charge it up on solar during the day. But they're in rented accommodation, or they're in an apartment, and they might live in a caravan, they might be off grid. There's lots of people that want to go solar and have a battery storage system, but can't afford the huge installation costs, which by comparison, they're quite large. The scaffolding for one of our installs was about £1,800. Then you've got the electrician's cost because it has to be professionally installed. So there's significant investments, and if you're not going to stay at that property, it scares you about doing that. Will it add value to your property? So some people shy away from adding solar and battery because it's not convenient. They're not in the right house right now. So imagine a system where the battery is portable. There it is. This is a Delta 2. It's the entry-level battery system that can go with this. But you can get the Delta Pro and the Max as well, so you can get much bigger configurations, and then extra batteries as well. But anyway, so a flexible battery system with solar panels that are either on a frame that can hang off a balcony, that can hang over the edge of a fence, or portable ones that you can put up as and when you want, change the angle where they are, could go on a shed roof, just much more flexible and self-install. So a battery you can pick up and install yourself and just plug in. Solar panels that are plug and play, you can literally plug them in yourself. It is not difficult to do these things. And then no electrical installation, even for the solar panel. I can't install mine on a balcony because I live in a house, but they're just outside the window here behind me, and they're leaning up against a seat and they're tied down so that they don't fall over, etc. Very flexible, very temporary, but the system works. It's that easy. So not a perfect installation location on the window in the sunlight. I would place it out of the way on the floor, etc. But I've just placed it there so you can see it on camera. So for someone looking for a total solar and battery solution to produce some of your own energy as you use it, plugging devices into a battery, and also letting your house be powered by the solar power and the battery overnight, and that's the big key. There have been balcony solar systems sold before where you can install, a microinverter with some solar panels, and that will give you some power. but with a battery as well, so you can power yourself through the night. This is quite unique, and it really is a breakthrough product in my mind, and bridges the gap between portable solutions and home solutions, and provides that ability to have effectively a home solution, but it's a portable configuration that you can plug in yourself and unplug and take with you. So this solution, what do you get with a solution, and what do you need for a home solar and battery configuration? Well, you need solar panels to start with, which, yep, Ecoflow provide, but you can have your own solar panels if you want, so long as they have the right voltage and amps from them. Then you're going to need the framework and the hook. This is a balcony system, so Ecoflow provide that as part of the solution. So you can bolt the framework on and the hook. That's probably the hardest part of the system, actually connecting up the frame and the hook. Bit of a shame that it involves a Meccano-like configuration that you have to read the instructions and get the bolts, washers and nuts all in the right holes in the right places. Anyway, then you're going to need the battery. This one's the Delta 2 with 1800 watts continuous output and 1024 watt hours capacity. So you've got a battery to provide the power overnight, you've got the solar panels to produce the energy, but to get it into the house, you've got to convert that DC power. It's DC power that's in the battery, it's DC power that comes from the solar panels, so you've got to convert it to AC to get it into the house. That's an inverter, and there we have the micro inverter sat on top, which connects to the battery and to the solar panels outside. And if you're wondering, how does it connect to them outside when the window's closed? They've got a rather neat solar concatenation cable, which has flat cables. So you can actually put the cable on the window and close the window completely, not even on the latch. So yeah, very good option there. Very good piece of configuration that comes with the kit. That through the window cable comes with it. So you've got the inverter to convert the DC power to AC, and then from AC, it plugs into a power socket, and I've got it plugged into the house right now. So right now I've got two solar panels outside. They are 100 watts each. So again, this is an entry configuration. It doesn't have to be that. This system supports up to 800 watts, so two 400 watt panels. And you can have that in any configuration that you like that meets the requirements for the volts and amps that this supports. So 800 watts of solar panels is what you can have. I've got 200. And I'll just put a picture on the screen. They're leaning up against the seat outside. That currently is generating, let's have a peek. Doing quite well at the moment. The battery's at 39% and it's producing 153 watts. So from 200 watt panels, 153 watts. It's a quite cloudy but also quite sunny day, so it's doing quite well. The best I've seen off those two solar panels is 186 watts. So pretty good panels, and that's me manually adjusting the angles, trying to catch the sunlight in the perfect position. So those solar panels are connected through these cables that come through the window. And from here, they go into the inverter on the top. And then from the inverter, there's another cable that connects at the back of the battery, which you can't quite see on the angle it's on here. And then from the battery, there's a power cable here that's going up to a socket. So that's the configuration, that's the connection. At the moment, I'm just charging the battery. There's no power coming out of the inverter into the house. But in the evening for the last few days, I've been testing the different options for how I can power devices out of the inverter. So imagine it's now 8 o'clock at night, the sun's gone down, there's no more solar power, the battery is fully charged up to 100%, and I now want to cover my base load on the house. So there's an option that I can set via an app, which will send out continuously an amount of power from the battery out to the house. And I can power the house through those watts. So I've been setting it to about 80, 90 watts. And having those 80, 90 watts continuously coming from the battery for about 10 hours to power the base load of the house. What it also does, it has some smart plugs, and those smart plugs can connect to individual devices, whether it be a refrigerator, I'm not sure what else, internet routers, or a fan that might come on and off, or another household device, ideally something that's going to go on and off, because you can cover the static base load of the house, of all your switches that are left on, all the devices in standby and your internet routers, etc. You can cover those just by sending out the 80 or 90 watts continuously. But when the refrigerator comes on, and starts to use another 100 watts more, then this will respond to that. If it's using one of the Ecoflow smart plugs, it will detect that there's an increase in wattage, and then it will send out not just the amount of continuous power that you've set, but also the additional power for what that smart plug is consuming, and it will send that out as well. So it's similar to a home battery system, but it's not responding to the grid. It's not responding to seeing that you're drawing energy in from the grid, and then the battery sees that and replaces it with energy from the battery. It's not monitoring the grid. It's monitoring the smart plugs and sending out a continuous feed of energy. Now, one of the big selling features of this system is going to be how easy it is to plug in and how easy it is to configure. So everything is plug and play. And this one specifically, the more entry-level system, plugs directly into a domestic socket. Now, that might be slightly contentious because here in the UK, we're not used to that. We perceive that it's not possible to do it. You're not supposed to do it. It doesn't meet electrical wiring standards and all those sort of things. I've double-checked with Ecoflow. They say it's absolutely fine. They say that it meets the required standards and it's approved. They're getting G98 and G100 qualification for their bigger systems as well. They'll probably need professional electrical installation, but this one, the entry level, is definitely plug and play straight into a domestic socket. So no expensive costs, no applying to the DNO for permission to connect the systems. It's just buy it off the shelf, buy it on the internet and plug it in yourself. It really is that simple. And I'm not a professional electrician at all. I really am a good example of a standard user for doing this. If I can do it, if I can plug this in, you can as well. The instructions were really easy. It was very simple to do. So I can definitely confirm this system works because it has been powering our base load for the last 2 or 3 nights and it's made a significant impact. For me, it made me immediately think of that moment when I had solar panels and before I'd added a home storage battery. It was obvious to me that I wanted to cover the base load of the house. I wanted to cover the overnight period without drawing from the grid. I wanted to be truly off-grid or less reliant on the grid is what I wanted to be. And this system would have done that. I didn't have to have a whole huge professional battery installation. This would have done it for me, and I've had the benefit of the battery being portable, and I've had the benefit of the portability and the flexibility of the solar panels as well. So I could use this as an add-on. So if I've got, which I have, solar panels and a home storage battery, but I just want an extra kilowatt hour, and I want some solar panels, but the place where I want to put them isn't perhaps a standard installation place, a permanent installation place, then portable panels that are implemented in a temporary position, connected to a portable battery like this, could easily add 1, 2, 3 kilowatt hours of extra storage capacity. And then you can pump that in continuously to cover your base load throughout the evening. Or use your smart plugs and have it dynamically adjust the power to power your house during the day as well. It's a very, very flexible system. And as I said, it's a bit of a breakthrough product, isn't it? Because it's crossing that boundary between a portable system and a big, heavy installation, expensive home infrastructure system. So it's sat there in the middle. It can start with really simple plug and play and then blend up to all the way to supporting your full house. So as I said, the system is working right now. It's completely silent. There's no sound to it. The fans on the battery do whir a little bit when the power goes right up, but I've only got 200 watts of solar panels, so the fans will never come on. It will just trickle feed and power them up. If the battery had now got to 100% full, then that solar power that's coming in from outside into the inverter won't be going into the battery. I can feed that into the house as well. So that will be providing extra power for me as well as the solar panels on my roof. So if you've watched my channel before, you'll know that I like to present both the positive and the negative. So hopefully it'll give you a more genuine feel that this isn't just a marketing video for the product, etc. This is more of a review by me and what do I think of it. The negatives that I've seen with this are, I don't really like the frame and the Meccano-based way of constructing it, etc. When everything else is plug and play, I think that frame with the hook for the balcony mounting of the solar panels, I think that should have been pre-configured and pre-built together, and the hook should be on a system within that framework that slides up and down. That would be a better system and would work better for the type of people this is being aimed at. So I think that framework could be improved. One of the other negatives, I had to upgrade the firmware when I first installed these, but this is a pre-release system. It hasn't been released for sale yet, so the latest firmware updates will probably resolve that. So I had to update the firmware for the inverter and the smart sockets before they worked perfectly. Another negative, I'm afraid, is the cables that connect in here into the inverter. They're extremely solid, they're extremely good, and they click in with a nice solid clunk, so that works perfectly. But taking the cables back out, there are two little clips at the side that you have to release before you can get the cable out. And there isn't enough gap to get my fingers in to actually do that. And that doesn't seem ideal to me. I think there should be a little bit more gap between them so you can actually pull them out with your fingers. Everything else is plug and play, so that needs to be as well. It shouldn't be awkward. So I think they can improve that. The cable length as well for the power cords. This is quite tight for where it is right now. I think they could have put another meter on there at least, because I wouldn't want to see extension leads used with this sort of thing. So a little bit longer cables would make it perfect in my mind. But other than that, it's solid, it's robust. Everything about it just smells of quality. That even the boxing that it comes with is very nice. It's very visually nice. All the folds and how everything's packaged away in the boxes. It just really is a quality, well thought through product. And that goes along with everything else. The inverter here, it's got a metallic solid feel to it. The cables are chunky and solid. It doesn't feel cheap and nasty, and it doesn't feel cheaply built. So it's going to last a good period of time. So I had no problem with any of the cabling, any of the connections, and any of the usage of the system. All of the instructions were easy to follow. So there really aren't many negatives at all. And the only ones I can think of, as I said, are the framework for connecting the frame to the solar panel and the hook. That I think could be better designed so there's less work involved to do it. Accessing and pulling out these cables, I think there needs to be a little bit more space here to be able to do that. And then the length of the cables, I think that could be improved as well. So those are the only things that I could come up with as a negative. Everything else, it works. It does what it says it should do. As I mentioned earlier, there's an app that comes along with the PowerStream system. It's the same app that you would use to control just the portable batteries. So when you connect up with Bluetooth and Wi-Fi to the app will communicate with both the battery and the inverter and the smart plugs as all separate devices, so you can see them all. And if you have any other Ecoflow products, it will connect to those. But through that app, you can click on the inverter and you can start to see the power flow as to the energy coming in from the solar panels. You don't have to look at the panel that's actually on the battery. You can see the state of charge of the battery. You can see where the energy is going. You can change the continuous amount of power output that you want from the system. You can change what mode it's in, whether it's diverting the power primarily to storage or whether you're trying to support the house load as the primary place where the power is going to go. So it helps decide where to put the solar energy that's coming from the solar panels outside. Am I primarily storing it, or am I primarily putting it into the house? So all the configuration of the smart plugs is on the app as well, but there's some data, there's some charts as well. It tells you how much energy is going into the battery and out of the battery, the yield that you're getting from the solar panels, and it shows that on a daily basis and a weekly, monthly basis as well. I think annually as well. So there's quite a few things that you'll see on the app. It's nice and fast and responsive. So the app's got just about everything that you could want to use, but it's not too technical. There's only a few clicks, there's only a few settings. It's not difficult to set up. And I really like that about this whole solution, that it suits all kinds of people. You don't need highly technical skills to be able to do any of this. You don't need electrical skills to plug it in, and you don't need to be a computer expert to run the app either. So what do you think of this system? Let me know in the comments. Let me know if this appeals to you. I'm quite excited by it because I like to see the technology progressing, and I like to see more options coming out to suit more people in more different price brackets. But the big one for me, it's that plug and play. It's being able to install it yourself. It's taking away the need for professional installers and scaffolding and big expensive installs, and it just makes it much more flexible for more people. So I look at myself in my life, and I'm in the perfect house for me now, and we've got fixed solar and a fixed battery system here. But in the houses and apartments that I've had before, when I rented especially, I wouldn't have been able to have it. But with this, I would, and I'd have been able to take it with me. So again, you've got the practicality of the portable battery that you can use for other things, but then you've also got the battery and the solar being used to cover your house usage. So it just seems fantastic to me, almost too good to be true. So yeah, I'm very, very excited, and thank you Ecoflow for letting me test and review this. I hope it really goes well for Ecoflow, and I hope lots of people see the benefit of this. The PowerStream product's launching at the end of May, and Ecoflow have told me these two bundles are going to be available initially. Bundle 1 with a 1 kWh storage kit, and the second one with 2 kWh of storage. I even got a Delta Max 2000 with it. I'll put a link in the description of the video so you can go over to the Ecoflow website and take a look. So well done Ecoflow. Really like this PowerStream inverter system, balcony solar panels. Works perfectly and is going to suit a lot of people, I'm sure. Thanks for watching everyone. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments what you think and if there are any other alternatives you've seen to doing this sort of thing. For me, seems like a breakthrough product that I haven't seen available in the UK before. Thanks again for watching. See you again soon for more videos. Bye for now.